All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to push it into Z mode, please. And then we can go ahead and get...
So tell me what is Z mode? Explain it to me.
So Z mode, it's basically, so if you have your little stretch of road you're coming up to, instead of going through the mode selectors and getting into the settings, you just click Z mode and all that stuff's set. So you can put the exhaust in track, your suspension in sport, your steering in track.
So you can kind of personalize it.
Exactly.
And you guys personalize it ahead of time.
It does more of the track stuff. My mode's more of your comfort stuff. This is your track stuff.
And my
for
mode,
the street.
My mode is available in here?
Yes, you can switch over to my mode as soon as you start dialing it through.
If I understand the quick one hit, so you personalize it ahead of time and then...
Yep, but it does not save it to any PTM settings. It's just track.
Just for street driving, you mean?
Yes, yeah, because you know how you can double tap the button and go to PTM?
Yep.
It won't do that. So.
Where do you double tap the button now?
So you would normally go to track mode.
Yep.
Double tap this. And we'll show
the
you
traction control. Okay.
Yep, and then you go to like your sport one.
Yep.
But go ahead and click it back to Z mode though for me, please. Perfect. And we're going to go ahead and get rolling. Get it up to 15 mile an hour. Once you're at 15 mile an hour, pull both levers and hold them. Whack the throttle a couple times. Have some fun with it. Let it fall. There you go. Perfect. And then when we get around the corner up here, we're going to throw it in reverse.
Back into the box.
Yep. This is, you know, I don't have to deal with like street customers, but this is one of my favorite things for street customers.
Neutral first, or not
nope,
necessarily?
Just throw it in reverse. Yep. Go ahead and pull the lever on the back of the mirror here.
Oh, that's where it is. Okay.
Yep, we have another camera there now.
Okay.
Much more high def than the older car.
I just didn't know where it was. How to flip it in there.
Another thing, since you moved the mirror, and I noticed that the mirrors are a lot bigger on this car too.
Yeah,
I like that.
They work better.
So go ahead and start looking at the timing little area right there while you're backing up, and that little display will change. So the sensors are going to start kicking in.
That's nice.
Yeah, I really like this for the everyday person, especially in like our town. Right. So you can go all the way back to double red before it hits anything. Keep going. There you go.
So how close is that? How many?
I think you actually may have just rubbed that one because we went into it a bit quick, but I mean it gets you close, so it's really accurate.
We may have tapped that one.
May pull forward just a touch, or go ahead and just release the brake, whatever you want. Let's see if it moves. We might have been like just that close. Yeah.
Okay, now what are these views?
So let's wait one more section and I'll show you that. So go ahead and start driving forward, and then this will all play into my next little spiel here. Yep. I'm going to take the steering from you, and then I'm going to put you where I want you in the water here. All right, it's perfect. So do me a favor, go ahead and put full left lock into the car. And then we're going to do just one donut. You can whack the throttle, hold it wide open until we're facing this direction, and then we'll lift off. Go right ahead. Perfect. Go ahead and take your hand, put it on the mode selector, and we're going to go to weather mode, please. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Full left lock and go ahead and floor it.
So we had Z mode has a bit of traction control on.
Yeah, so because again, you're not into that PTM, but it does give you some room to play. Yep.
Yep. Because you don't want us guys getting out of hand here.
Yeah.
Okay, so same thing.
Yes, sir. Same thing. Okay, so in weather mode, you can go ahead and lift off the gas, and we're going to head over to the green cones here. But in weather mode, obviously you got to feel that let you play in track mode. Weather mode, there's no playing, and we're going to come to a stop. Even though we were going in a very tight circle, as soon as the car sensed that wheel spin, it started controlling it and then just kept us in a nice tight circle without any slippage. So for here, we're going to go ahead and do the lift. We're going to manually lift the car with that wheel. And then we're going to go ahead and turn on our front cameras. Hit the right button here.
Oh.
So back to these again. We have our forward facing and we have a downward facing camera. Okay, that's actually two that kind of blend together. Go ahead and move the wheel back and forth. The gray lines are the path of the front tires. So you can real accurately get over whatever hazards ahead. Okay, go ahead and pull up to the speed bump, but stay under 6 miles an hour. If you go over 6, it shuts the cameras off. The lift will lower automatically over 24, but we just don't have enough room to safely get up to that speed. So if you watch the cameras, you can clearly see the curb coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And as we get a little closer, you're going to see it clear as day come right underneath the car here. That camera's really high definition compared to the old car.
Yeah, it is.
And then go ahead and come to a stop for me, please. Go ahead and lower the car with the same button. Just click it once. And then we're going to pull up to the next bump here, but stay under 6 again so we can still use that front camera, please.
Is there something showing me up here that was dropping? There's a flash.
It did.
Just
It did
momentarily?
have. So here, we'll just do it again here real quick. So you see the
yep,
little
yep,
car,
Yep.
and then
Mhm.
and then it changes it to the
Oh,
arrow
it says
down.
vehicle lowering.
Mhm. So go ahead and pull on up here. Again, stay under 6, please. And then this one's the
Yep.
GPS.
Yep, it's starting to raise it already.
Yep. And so like when we test the cars to make sure it's working before we start running, I'll come through that little donut area at like 15 miles an hour, and it'll start raising way back there. Go ahead and stop the car for me, and we'll lower it back down one more time. So yeah, we'll change. It'll start guessing a little sooner if you're going faster. Go and lower it back down. Throw it in reverse. And we'll back up over. Well, we can back up to it. We don't have to go over if you don't want to. It works in reverse too, so if you're pulling in or out of your driveway, you're good to go. Perfect. We can go back to drive and we can start heading on back. And then as you get over 6 miles an hour, you'll see the cameras will shut off automatically. Back down.
But won't it drop on its own?
After 24.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Yep.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, I had a couple customers like try it, and it's just too sketchy to get